back to my channel. Today, as promised, we're going to try for the first time ever making homemade kimchi. So we are blessed today to have my two daughters. They wanted to help, so against my better judgment, I said yes. It's my first time making it, so I have no idea how good or bad this is going to turn out. But tonight I'm going to be making some bulgogi for my family. And just as you guys may or may not know, I am Korean American, and was raised by a beautiful family that were actually Swedish because I was adopted. So all of the things that I've learned to make that are Korean is done by YouTube. So I found this YouTube channel that she made this small portion of kimchi batch. So I'm gonna link her video below in the description box so you can check it out. I don't know how to say her name properly. I don't want to butcher it. So I'll just let you know that video will be in the description box. So let's get started. You're gonna start out by using some Napa cabbage. This is a 1 pound batch. So I'm going to kind of try to eyeball it. So what we're gonna first do is we're gonna cut the kimchi, or excuse me, not kimchi, the cabbage in half, mostly by the core. They want you to rip it up like that, and then we're gonna quarter it right by the core, and they want you to rip it up. I don't know, this is what they do. And we're going to do this for each one of them, like that, and then we're gonna cut the core out. Once we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the leaves in inch pieces, because unlike other kimchi where you would do the whole leaf together, this is going to just be a small quick batch. So she did 1 inch kind of bite-sized pieces. So when I get this done, Charlie, my youngest daughter, Charlie, she's gonna take the leaves over here and put them in the bowl for me. So go ahead and do that, please. Are your hands washed? All right, we'll be right back after these messages. And we're back now that our hands are properly washed. So Charlie is going to put in the leaves into the bowl. Okay, we're gonna continue to cut these pieces. You can go ahead and put them in the bowl. I am eyeballing what I would guesstimate to be a pound. Pretty lucky. Sometimes I do actually get a pound roughly correct. So we may not be using both of the Napa cabbages today. I'm stealing her job, but okay. Then what I'm gonna have Casey do, this is my other daughter. Go ahead, try to put those in there. She's gonna pour, come on this side, and pour, she's gonna pour some water on the top of the leaves. And what she's doing is we're going to pull all the moisture out of the cabbage by using a little bit of water and a lot of salt. So apparently I went to the Asian grocery store in our area, and this is Korea's #1 salt. So I could have used my own kosher salt, but you know what, in the spirit of wanting to do this authentically, I thought maybe I'd use Korean salt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of sprinkle over some salt. The salt does not remain on the cabbage leaves. This is to prevent any extra moisture that's in the cabbage. Pull it out. The salt does that along with the water. It's a scientific fact that that's what salt can do when introduced to other water, is it can actually pull it out from the source. So we're just gonna go ahead and mix the salt with the cabbage leaves. And what they want you to do is wear the gloves, because you're going to be mixing these leaves every 10 minutes to help efficiently finish the drawing out of that moisture process. Okay. Now, if I made a little bit less than a pound, it's actually ideal because I actually like cucumber kimchi better. Now, growing up, kimchi was always explained to me as a young person that it was a fermented cabbage that they would dig underneath the ground, and it would ferment over time, and it would become kind of this very powerful, you know, overwhelming taste. And so that's kind of was my impression of kimchi until recently when I went to a Korean restaurant and I tried it for the first time, a fresh version, what we're making today. And it is fermented in the sense that the fermentation process is introducing two different substances together to kind of pull out a flavor from the original ingredients. So it's a lot better than what you originally would think. And when you eat it, something kind of acidic was the fermentation, you know, process. Something acidic, you introduce that to a meat or a rice dish. It really blends the flavors together and actually is really good for you and your digestion, surprisingly. And so I hope that you guys will be interested to try this for yourself. Even if you don't want to make it at home, hopefully you will go to your local Korean barbecue place or restaurant and give them a try. And try also, we're gonna introduce the kimchi paste to a few cucumbers today because that's one of my favorites. So we're gonna go to the next process in this step of the process in this kimchi making recipe. In order for us to do and make the kimchi paste, we actually need to make what's called a poolish. And so what you want to do is make the kimchi paste an actual paste instead of like a sauce or, you know, a syrup of some sort. So we're going to make our kimchi poolish by adding 1/2 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of a glutinous rice flour, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, 3 tablespoons of it was usually used fermented anchovies, which sound disgusting. Believe me, if I would have known all these ingredients were in my kimchi when I was eating it, I probably would have had less of a desire to eat it. So you use 3 tablespoons. We're going to use salted shrimp, which is another way of making homemade kimchi. Hopefully, I couldn't find fermented anchovies because I live in Nebraska and I don't know where to find that. Then we're going to use 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. My first time ever buying fish sauce. I see them using it on TV a lot when Asian cooking, but I've never had a recipe that's called for it. So we're going to go ahead and mix this over the stove at a medium heat until the ingredients have come together. They said melt the fish, but since I don't have anchovies, I have shrimp. I'm going to have to see how I can make this work. So we're going to go ahead and mix this.
Just keep whisking all the ingredients together over about a medium heat for about 5 minutes, and you will be able to take the ingredients off the stove, let them cool after they're strained. So I've finished mixing it and bringing it to the boil for about 5 minutes. The shrimp have dissolved, and now I'm going to strain it into my glass bowl here, and we're going to let it cool.
To continue in the process of getting our paste ready, so we have to food process 1/4 cup of a white onion. So I go ahead, I've always cut that up. We're gonna add 3 cloves of garlic, and 1 teaspoon of ginger. We're going, all right, so we're food processing and we're gonna get it all mixed up together and as efficiently as possible. All right. Okay, we're gonna take that garlic, onion, and ginger mixture, and we're gonna add it to our poolish best we can. Usually when people make kimchi batches, it's pound upon pound at one time. Okay, so making a small batch like this is convenient, but still not your norm. So we're gonna mix that mixture together we're going to add the red pepper flakes. This is Korean red pepper flakes. These are not your everyday over-the-counter chili flakes that we have in the United States. And I just want to make sure I'm not missing any ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to take 1/3 cup of these Korean red pepper chili flakes. This is where kimchi gets its bright and vibrant color. I'm really hoping I gotta take on, well, no, wait, I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna mix this together. It's looking a little pasty, which is nice. Okay. Not mad at it. Okay. Came out better than what I thought it was going to. Okay. So now we're going to get our vegetable prep ready. This is not involved in the recipe. I just wanted to try it. This is a Korean radish, or AKA daikon. I'm gonna go ahead and peel it. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of it because I don't have a lot of, as you can see, a lot of paste to work with. But I just wanted to try it because a lot of kimchi recipes call for Korean radish, and I would like to try it out. So I went ahead and peeled it, and we're just gonna do a couple of matchsticks. So you guys make some slivers here. Okay, that's good. And then we're just gonna go ahead and make some matchsticks. Okay, so pull that aside. And now, look at this carrot. I got this at the Korean grocery store. Isn't this crazy? I have rarely seen carrots like this in my time. I'm making a little bit of a mess. All right. She calls for some Korean, or excuse me, not Korean. She calls for some matchsticks for carrots as well. So we're gonna make a few of those. Kind of add some sweetness and some crunch. All right. All right. So now I'm going to cut some slivers. So then just got some matchsticks diagonally there. Probably made them a little too thick, but it'll work. Okay. And then last but not least, they want you to add some spring onions. All right, so we'll cut these at a diagonal. That should be enough. I'm not a huge onion person. They also asked for some chives. I don't have any chives. But we'll do without. So they want you to add all these things to your kimchi paste. And that's where I'll get my gloves out. Okay. And I think that's it for that. And now we just gotta wait for our, all right, I'm just getting my cucumbers ready if I have a little paste left over. Because like I said, the cucumber kimchi is one of my favorites. So We washed our cabbage leaves in cold water and drained it. I actually put it in my salad spinner just to make sure that as much excess moisture is gone. So as you can see, the leaves are wilted now, and that's what you're wanting. So we're just gonna take the cabbage leaves and you're gonna wipe your kimchi paste. Look at it. Isn't that cool? So you're just gonna take little bits of the thing that we just made and you're just gonna wipe it together. And that is it. That's the kimchi. So just gonna go ahead and make sure that it's all been well distributed among the cabbage leaves. I think I made a perfect amount for both, actually, which is surprisingly exciting. Everybody has different preferences and, perspectives on what's best and what's their favorite. But to me, sometimes the paste is too much on the pieces of kimchi that I get. So I'm just trying to make sure it's even, but it's not too generous. You're just going ahead and making sure every single leaf has a good portion of the paste. Might do a little bit more, and then we're gonna do the cucumbers. All right. So now I'm gonna take my bowl of cucumbers and I'm just gonna distribute that same kimchi paste to my cucumbers. Now, if you're Korean and you're watching this, which is highly probably unlikely, you're like, you don't use the same kimchi paste for cucumbers that you do for the cabbage. Whoop. I'm sorry, I don't know all the rules. I'm still learning. So, but I'll tell you what, that looks very good. I'm very excited to try this tonight because my favorite is cucumbers, and I'm gonna enjoy trying this out. So, all right, so that's my first batch of homemade kimchi, and we'll get to try it tonight. And what I might do is add another little segment of us trying it with our bulgogi tonight as a family, so we can get everyone's opinions, and only approval opinions are going to be included, so you won't be getting a lot of negative feedback because, I'm sensitive. Let me tell you the truth, I'm sensitive about when I make things for the first time. So thanks for joining me on my first ever kimchi trial, and I'm going to be excited to see if you're going to try some of these recipes yourself. If you do, please do not forget to comment below. And if you do have a comment for me about how I did today, please just be kind and not too overly critical. I'm a sensitive person. Please don't forget to like this video only because you feel honored for my attempt at making this, or because you feel bad for me. I take pity. I take pity likes as well. Comment below, like I said. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit your notifications bell because I'm going to be adding my bulgogi videos soon so that you'll get to have these videos together. So thanks for joining us and have a great rest of your day. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Go.
Oh, no. Good.
All right. Char, what do you think?
Go. I'm like having it with.
She's trying to videotape you asking.
Casey, what do you give it?
10 stars.
10 stars. All right.
I'll
It
give
was
it 7
successful.
stars.
Yay.